Welcome into the latest edition of the Westwood Living Podcast. Tom Leyden with you from a really cool location. We are at 42 Hartford Street. I'm with Paul McGovern, the owner of CorMc Development. How are you doing today?
I'm very good, Tom. Thank you very much.
We have a little bit of a cavernous echo, which is okay, because you're in the middle of the finishing touches to this enormous property, and there's a lot I want to catch up on with you. But first of all, let's talk about this, because this is on your front burner right now. And we knew it was coming. We've seen this coming from the very beginning. We did take people on a little video tour, but what a great job taking this from vision to actual fruition.
Yeah, thank you. The first time I came here, I mentioned it on the video, but the first time I walked onto this site, I seen the for sale sign on the street. The first time I walked in onto the site, I was interrupted by two deer jumping through the place. So there was no house here previously, so it's a fairly unique lot in Dover in that terms. There's not many greenfield lots left. But when I came here, I was thinking, wow, it's surrounded by trees, it's secluded, it's quiet, it's beautiful, it's mature. And I was thinking this would be a really cool place to put a nice house.
Well, in your business, and anybody who's in your type of business, there's project after project after project. And the last time we spoke, we were in a finished space, which was the Pastures at Dover. Just a quick update on that. How is that going? I would assume it's at capacity at this stage. What's been the feedback from the people who have moved into the Pastures at Dover?
Yeah, Pastures at Dover is going very well. It's been full since probably towards the end of last year. 34 units, all filled. Feedback is very positive. People love it. There's lots of families with kids in it. We're very happy with how it has turned out and with the response to the property. So we think it's a great addition to Dover.
Oh yeah, it looks great. I pass it all the time. And what is it like for a developer when you do a project like that? And does the book ever really close, or are you still managing that when it turns over? Say somebody moves out and somebody else wants to move in. Does that go through you?
So I'm not involved directly in that aspect of it. We do have a property management company, Charlesgate Property Management, who are very good. But I guess we manage Charlesgate Property Management, and as the general contractor, the property was still under warranty for a year. And I'm based in Dover, so for the first 6 months I was at the property probably every day. That's down to maybe once a week at this point. But my guys are still out there regular dealing with, teething difficulties and tripping issues and stuff like that, where the fridge trips. And again, the joys of a new building. I always say that to people. You're in a brand new building, but the things in here have never been used before.
Right. So
there's always going to be an older property has been tried and tested, but when you move into a new building, there's always going to be teething difficulties. So yeah, it's been a busy year, but it's everything is settled down. It's in great shape. I'm now out there. I choose to go out there once a week or whatever to take a look at the place and see how it's doing.
So let's hop back into this one, 42 Hartford Street. Just give the overview of square footage. I mean, you have 1, 2, 3,
keep going,
4 floors on this property with enormous space. So how do you even view a space like this from nothing and get that vision in your head of what you want it to be?
Yeah, so it's a 1.3 acre lot. It's a 5-bedroom, 7,500 square foot finished house over 4 floors, as you mentioned. It's a beautiful secluded lot, so it deserved a substantial house, and it's going to have a great yard and all of that as well. So it needed a large house on this lot. It's got all the modern features. It's got a substantial basement with a wet bar, gym area, room that's set up if somebody wants to set it up as a media room. You've got dining room, office, potential for a ground floor master on the first floor. 4 beds, all with their own bathrooms. On the second floor with a huge master and a closet that is larger than most bedrooms.
Yeah, true.
And you've got another 2 rooms up in the 3rd floor, the attic space, which could serve any purpose.
Now, the beauty of new construction is in 2025 is from the outset, you can build the infrastructure of the home for 2025 technology. Like, that has to be something that's changed in your field over the years, where as you build the walls that you are setting somebody up for success from a technological standpoint in 2025.
Absolutely, and actually one of the things that has kind of changed in an awful lot of that is actually it has not changed back, but most of the technology today is actually wireless. So you don't have to put in, there's speakers wired throughout the place. But again, they're all wired back to a common point in the lower level for where you could put your kind of your media setup. But a lot of that stuff now, most people are setting it up wirelessly. Anyway,
how do you stay on top of the changes in the industry? Because you're clearly at sites all the time and invested and engaged at the site with the construction, but you're the guy who's got to stay ahead of the curve. So how do you do that?
I'm not sure how I do it. I was just talking to somebody on this yesterday. I find it hard to drive by an open house, even though I'm in the industry. It's what I do. I walk into most open houses, and Saturday or Sunday drives my kids mad, but not another one, Dad. I go into most open houses that I drive by, particularly new builds, kind of to see what's there, see the trends, see what people are doing, see what's popular, that sort of thing. For the most part, go to trade shows, kind of stay on top of some of the different technologies, but just kind of keep your ear to the ground, and it's very fast moving.
Now, at the same time, you've got a huge project like this, but you're always interested in remodels, in let's update your kitchen. When you look at the landscape of where things are today with interest rates as they are, with limited inventory of homes, what we're seeing is that a lot of people are saying, you know what, let's take some money and invest in what we got. And that's probably an opportunity, well, it is an opportunity for businesses like yours to work with people. So why are they working with you? What sets you apart?
Yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of people adding to what they have, doing additions, refiguring, reimagining what they have. Why are they working with me on it? I think I provide a good service. I have good experience, good knowledge. I pride myself in what I bring to different projects, how I work with homeowners, how I've gone into many properties where people had ideas as to what they wanted to do, and together through conversation and through talking things out, we have completely changed the plan that they were coming up with to a plan that just kind of functions better or works better. And through experience, you kind of learn different things. That I'm a family man myself. I have a young family. I know how the flow of a house and how things should work, and I think I'm quite good at reimagining an older house and bringing it back to life, and it's one of my favorite things to do.
I remember you saying during our last conversation, part of the job that you find most rewarding is that listening process, where you get a chance to just hear what the potential client has to say, and then almost while they're talking and you're listening, you can say, I've got a solution for that. And that just comes from experience. That comes from a guy who's done it for years and years. So do you find that moment where you're having that initial conversation with a family where you're like, you know what, I'm glad you said that because ...
I'd say one of the things that I say most on a walk around with homeowners is what if, or how about. What if you were to do this? What if you were to move this here instead of here? How would that work? And it may not be the right solution, but it kind of starts a conversation, it starts a thought process, it starts the homeowner thinking differently to how they were thinking previously. And not always, obviously, but in a lot of situations, you will end up going with a hybrid model of what they were thinking initially and some of the things that I suggest to them. And you reach a solution somewhere between the 2 points that it works better, that just hadn't been thought of before.
So tell me about the future of your business. Where do you see yourself over the course of the next 6-12 months? What can you tell us?
So I am working currently on a rebranding. Nothing changing really other than the name and the logo and stuff like that. Hopefully that will be ready within the next month to 2 months. So that's obviously fairly significant. We'll be doing some sort of a marketing campaign. Not my strongest suit, doing my own marketing, but you have to do it this day and age. So that's coming fairly soon. I'm always on the lookout for my next kind of development project. I like to have at least one going on.
Yeah, big ones like this is what you're talking about.
Big ones like this. I'm building an apartment building as a contract in Milton currently as well. I'm doing a single family home in Needham. I'm doing a couple of remodels. I do some commercial work and stuff like that, but it's kind of more of the same. I prefer the bigger projects. I prefer the kind of the additions rather than the kitchen remodel. I prefer new builds, all of that sort of thing as well. So always on the lookout for more projects. I've built my team fairly substantially over the last year. We have a good team. We work well together, and I think we're a very easy company to work with.
Yeah, it's fun to come into a site and just see the activity. And there are people outside, and there are people inside, and there's someone in the kitchen, there's someone in the garage. So it seems you've got a lot going on. We appreciate your support of what we do at Westwood Living. Without sponsors like you, we couldn't continue to grow ourselves and reach more of the community as we aim to do each and every month. And it's good to see people enjoying some success, so that mutual respect is there, and I truly appreciate it. And if there's anything that we can continue to do for you, please always reach out and let me know what we can do.
Thank you, and I'd like to invite the public, whether you're looking for a property or not, come by and see 42 Hartford Street in Dover. Come by and take a look. It'll be officially on the market probably in 2 to 3 weeks, but I'm always happy to do a walk around if anybody is thinking of doing a bit of work. It'll kind of show them the quality of the work that we do.
And if you haven't taken a peek at the video that Paul and I shot just a short time ago on the Instagram feed, just go to Westwood Live on Instagram and you can get it's about like 6-minute video that takes you through, not even the whole house. I think we didn't even go up to the 4th floor, but very cool. That is Paul McGovern, the owner of CorMc Developments. Of course, if there's anyone else you want me to have a conversation with, just reach out, send an email, Leyden@bestversionmedia.com. I will find that person, have a conversation with them, and then share it with you right here across the Westwood Living Podcast Network. But for now, from 42 Hartford Street with Paul, I'm Tom saying thanks so much for listening. Have a great day.